As the dust clears on this new administration, I just had this memory. I had this flashback of where I was in 2016, the first time Mr. T came about. And at the time, I didn't realize how important it was, but now I realize that I was really onto something. I'll never forget, back in 2016, it was election night. And I remember just being so overwhelmed with the feeling that I had no power in this world. And I just turned off my TV, I turned off my phone, and I just threw every ounce of energy I had into something that was really important to me. I think at the time I was working on some music, or I was working on a screenplay, something super artsy. And I just thought to myself, let me do everything I can to control the little part of the world that I have full control of. I can't control what's going on in another country. I can't control what's going on in the government. I can only control what's going on in my life. And I poured myself so much into that. I put on the blinders and I just focused on me. And I find myself, here we are again, about to live through a new chapter of Mr. T. And I find myself looking to do the exact same thing again, which is to just focus on the part of the world that's mine and that I have full control over. Again, I can't control what goes on in another part of the world. I can't control what's going on in the government. I can't control what's going on with big business. There's other people who call the shots, and it's not me. And I just have to go along to get along. And I see this as the most significant silver lining of Mr. T. The redistribution of power. The way that people are now, they have no other choice. You can feel defeated if you want to, but God knows you still got some shit to do today. You still got shit to do. Your community, your family, your friends, they still need you. And it doesn't feel like a worthwhile excuse to say, I can't show up for you because of what's going on over there. That feels lazy. It feels like a bit of a cop-out, no? To be honest, I'm actually kind of happy about Mr. T, because I feel like for so long, and this isn't a coincidence. This is by design. There are people in the government that want you to put all of your faith and all of your power in their hands. And, they promise all these things and maybe they'll get around to it. But when you have someone like Mr. T, it becomes very clear very quickly that he's not going to do anything for you, which is exactly what a lot of you need to be reminded of, which is that the government is never, ever, ever going to help you. You can help them, and maybe if you help them enough, they'll give you something to make you help them some more. But your life, your community, your family, the power is in your hands. And who better to be in control of your life than you? A part of me is so tired of people waiting for the government to do stuff for them. Like all these handouts, like, universal basic income or welfare, or we're going to advocate for this group or that group. Meanwhile, let's be honest. Has it worked? Has it worked for anybody? Has anybody got what they want from the government all these years? Has anyone got anything? Right? So I think the best thing that we can possibly do in this new era of Mr. T is to just remember that the power is with you, not with the government. If you don't like the state of the world, fix the part of the world that you can fix. And it doesn't matter how big or small that is. It doesn't matter if we're talking about cleaning your room. If we're talking about cleaning up your neighborhood, start with what's going on your street. Start with checking in on your friends. Because God knows, if all of us do the little bit that we can do, it will add up. And we'll see that exponential growth that we're waiting for the government to give us. But oh no, they haven't done it yet. Maybe we should sign more petitions. Maybe we should wait 4 years for another election. Maybe you should become a politician and we can all in 4 years rally behind you and you'll do for me what I don't do for myself. How's that sound? How would you like to clean up my life for me? Doesn't make sense, does it? But we expect these politicians who don't even know us, who are so disconnected from what's going on in everyone's day-to-day life to fix any problem. How it's so foolish. And so we all need to embrace this new era of Mr. T. And it's not about embracing any one of his beliefs or ideologies or plans. It's about moving away from waiting for the government to do anything for you. It's about taking accountability for your own life, taking responsibility, and embracing what that means. To be honest, a lot of people are fucking lazy. You're fucking lazy. And that's the real reason why you advocate so hard for other people. Because you believe that they're gonna do the work that you don't feel like doing. And if we're honest, your excuse for not showing up is not good enough. Let me vote for this person or that person. Okay, I've done my part. Let me go back to the bar. Right? I checked a name on a box. Let me go bury my head in some fucking 9-to-5 pointless work for a corporation that's going to fire me and replace me with a robot anyway. Huh? The best thing that can happen for you and your loved ones is for you to fall out of love with your apathy. Because God knows there's always going to be somebody to make you an empty promise. And the sooner you take your life into your hands, right? The responsibility it can feel very heavy. Because now, instead of pointing to some stranger on TV that may or may not even be real. Do you even know if these people are real people? Come on, you don't. Now you got to look in the mirror and say, my life is trash and it's my fault. My family is falling apart and it's my fault. My neighborhood is dirty and it's my fault. And what does that mean? What do you do with that realization? Do you bury your head in a fucking beer? Or do you do something about it? Are you going to do something about it? Are you going to do something about your life? Are you going to show up in your life? Or are you going to keep waiting for other people? Right? It's obvious what the answer is. But you don't hear it when you turn on the TV. Because all the people who control the TV, the people who control the mainstream media, the people who control the government, all they care about is taking your power, because their power is fueled from you. They get their power from you. And so they're never going to tell you. They're never going to empower you. They're never going to motivate you to do it for yourself, because then they will disappear. The government will disappear the moment we start governing ourselves. And so it has to come from people like me, videos like this. People like you, it has to come from you and me. It has to. You're never going to turn on the TV and them tell you that they ain't shit. The government is never going to tell you that they ain't shit. But we know that they ain't shit. So what more do we need to see? What more do we need to see?